Patriots at Bills. The Bills are favored in this by 4. The total here is 43. Pete, you picked at some point past week, 2 weeks, Bills going to the Super Bowl. So I'm going to start with Brady here.
Oh, really? I didn't
before the season, too.
Well, before the season.
And
well, then you doubled down recently.
I doubled down. I did double down.
You know, here's the problem is this matchup, third time between these teams playing one another this year, I worry because we've already seen how this matchup played out when there was inclement weather and what ended up happening. The Bills couldn't stop the rushing attack. Now, look, I know they've won in each other's buildings, and clearly the Bills are going to have some home field advantage here, but those losses are scarring. When you lose like that, Mac Jones really didn't have to do anything in that game. They just ran the ball down your throat and you couldn't stop it. Even as good as the Bills defense played, it still wasn't enough because the Bills offense couldn't get anything going. So this one's a wild card to me. I'm going to lay the 4 points because I do think the Buffalo Bills have built momentum into the postseason here. But they're susceptible to be run on this year. They've demonstrated that. If the weather becomes one of those games, look out. This one could be tight.
As long as there's not a tornado, like the last time they played in Buffalo.
That was a tornado?
Whatever. The whole game. It was terrible. It was awful. I hate wind. It ruins football, and it ruined that game.
Oh, it's going to be cold.
It's going to be cold, really cold.
Like 11 degrees as a high.
What's the wind?
What's the wind? That's
12. I saw 12 the other day when I looked.
11 miles per hour.
It's nothing. Not a factor.
Well, first off, that stadium is gusty.
I get it, but it's not the same as it was last time.
We'll see when it's game.
That'll allow Josh Allen to throw the football around. And Mac Jones on the road, 6 touchdown passes, 6 interceptions. Hasn't been the same guy. I think he struggles in this game. I think they take away the run this time around, dare him to beat him. I don't think he can. I like Buffalo. I think Buffalo is the best team right now in the AFC. I think they're going to show it through the playoffs.
It's hard to say they're better than KC, but I'm with you. I think they win this number. They cover this one. This also is one that I kind of like the under. I just think the weather conditions are going to play a factor, but the familiarity between both these two teams, you see it all the time in football. We saw it just in the national championship game in college football. Hit the under. Familiarity between a rematch from the SEC championship game. You kind of see that too in the NFL. You become so familiar, you have a hard time making adjustments to get anything going.
You know, when you always hear in the postseason, Bill Belichick will take away the one thing you want to do. You can't take away Josh Allen because he does everything off schedule. A lot of it off schedule. It's tough to take him away. You can spy him.
There's a way of being able to rush against that and
what, the mush rush? What are they, the old mush?
Well, you can call it mush rush, but you know, make it look like you're rushing more than you are. Drop some guys out.
I get it, but it's hard to take that away because he's so.
I think the hard thing to take away is the fact that he can hurt you with his legs.
Right. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, that's what it is. It's not off schedule throws. It's him running. If he becomes that leading rusher at some point, that's when you know Bill Belichick's going to be frustrated because you can't play man-to-man coverage. That's what a running quarterback takes away your ability to play man-to-man coverage because you got everyone's backs turned, he sees running lanes, and next thing you know, it's a first down, drives extended. That's the issue.
That's what I meant. The whole thing. It's hard.
You need to explain it better.
Well, it's hard. It's hard to take away that guy. It's hard to.
Either way, you guys agree the Bills are going to cover the 4.
That's the point. He's kind of.
I can see them winning by 3. I mean, you can't see that in this case. No. I've been burnt by 4.
Is that your most nervous pick out of all this?
Yeah, this one was probably the one I tossed and turned at night over.
Yeah, keeping you up late at night.
Barely got any sleep last night.
Nothing to do with your children or anything.
Opposite sides when it comes to the Raiders and Bengals. Pete, you want to attack a total on that? If you care at all?
I would take the under in that one.
Okay. Coming up next, we get 49ers at Cowboys, a rivalry renewed. Players too young. They don't know about it. They don't care about it. They just want to play football. So who starts history now moving forward? Look at picks for that game and more. Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.